Hello and welcome to a long overdue setup breakdown from your boy Das. No, this is not blading at home. There will be no blading, but there will be a setup breakdown. So without further ado, let's get started. So first and foremost, I've been enjoying the Saber Wizard boots from Shop Task, and for those who don't know, and I didn't know when I bought them, is that they were the gutted ones. Well, not pre-gutted, they're manufactured with the liner, actually separate from the boot. And see if I can wrench that shit out for you. So yeah, as you can see, if it focuses, yeah, there's no like rips or anything in them, and it's pretty fucking rad. And I actually like that because I didn't have to wait forever and a day to get a boot, So yeah, we're gonna keep going from the breakdown there. Make sure we stay focused because I don't want to be one of those guys. So the other thing, let's just start from the interior, I guess. I use the Intuition liners. Of course, that comes with it. I thought they were the V1s, which are beefier, but they're actually the V2s, and I was like ready when I bought the skates to send them back immediately because I've been skating Shadows, for those of you who've watched the channel for a little bit, for forever and a day. So a traditional boot always like weirds me out, especially a thinner liner, because I like the older rain liners because I'm a product of the early 2000s. And yeah, so also, of course, everyone's seen the breakdown of the liners. Me specifically, I enjoy the black support, the harder one, because I got I'm pigeon-toed and bow-legged, so I need as much support as I can get. And yeah, like that's that on the liner. It's very comfortable, super thin, but still like padded in the right fucking places, as you've seen other reviewers do. This isn't an Intuition breakdown or a Saber breakdown. It's gonna be a compare and contrast. So, all right, shock absorbers. So, like I said, everyone knows the Intuition liner comes with the Velcro shock absorber, but the Sabers come with their own shock absorbers, which are these nice thin mofos, and for me, like coming from Shadows, I like, from Razor Genesis to Shadows, I like a thicker shock absorber. So I actually had some old Civica, hopefully you can fucking see that shit, old Civica shocks, so which is beefier than those, as you can tell, get that nice fucking high heel feel. But I like it just because it's what I'm accustomed to skating to, like thicker shocks, just more elevated stance. I don't know. I like it. It's more comfortable for me that way. I tried skating them, but they were just too thin. Like even with the Intuition liners, like it wasn't enough for me. It's not like I jump huge gaps. It's just the way I do tricks. I'm used to doing it from a thicker, from a higher heel than a flatter heel. What else do we want to break down next? Because I know everyone's fucking interested in the goddamn the buckle tech. So I guess I will save that for last. You're gonna wait. You will wait. So we'll get to the non-important part, but people can probably notice it. If you follow me on social media, either if you're a Facebook friend or you follow me on Instagram at DashTrufen, you know that I've changed the sole plates a lot. Like I started out with the stock standard Saber sole plate that comes with the skate. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. It's very like narrow. Like you can see the indentation from the boot. It fits like snug. But my only issue was I was skating symmetric frames, and they didn't fit in the frame channel. And I thought it was from the sole plate not allowing it to fit. So what I did was I actually grinded. You can see where I marked it with the chalk. I grinded out the channel so they were actually, so the frames would fit. And I was told that I'm a fucking idiot because I should have just grinded and beveled the frames to fit into the channel. Like I did everything that you would normally do with a beefy frame, because I've skated the 50-50 balance frames back in the day, where you just tighten them down as much as possible and then just stomp them into the frame channel, you know. And for me, with like not even to like get on a whole fucking thing about UFS, but I'm like, you make an aftermarket frame, like you should be testing them. Like granted they fit the sole plates. Actually no, I'm gonna get to that. If you're making a UFS frame, you should know the width, standard width of the channels, but that's neither here nor there right now. I guess I can talk about that later if you guys want me to. So yeah, so from there moved on to my shadow plates that I've had forever, because I always like all black shadows, so I end up always with these white set laying around for the past few years, the 2.0 plates. What I did was actually like beveled it, because this is the outside of the right plate, and you can see like I beveled it so the toe protector would actually like go onto the plate instead of having to skate it without the toe protector, which looks fucking stupid in my opinion. Yeah, and like kind of beveled it that way, kind of made it, attempted to make it clean. And the main reason, which is really dumb, and that was the Sound of Freedom jet flying by Norfolk, Virginia, world's largest naval base. The thing is, the reason I started skating them is one, the frame channel issues, and two, I skate with Ryan Timms every once in a while, and he does double negatives like they're going out of style. So I wanted to do double negatives with this plate, and since the frame channel wasn't correct, like I wasn't able to lock on to the fucking fat skate park square rail. So started skating these just so I could do double negatives. Yes, I know it's petty, but it looked cool to me in a sense, you know, the shadow plate, the 2.0 plate on the Sabres. But yeah, it was fun while it lasted. So yeah, that's the, oh yeah, sole plate tech. So yeah, as you can see, I skate the symmetric frame, well, symmetric sole plates. They are nice. They fit very well. The funny part is, like, I think Mushroom Bladen posted on their story, like, the look down at the skate feel, and I like the way they look from the top down, like with the symmetric plates. Like there's nothing really sticking out past the toe cap. Like, what is that, a toe cap? Abrasion resistor? I don't know what they call it. But basically it's like nice and like knocked up against the front. I like wider heels, well, wider heel on the plates. It reminds me of Classic Thrones. I've skated Classic Thrones for a little bit, but as you can see, it sticks out like just enough on the heel, you know, to be that new age shit. The negative is fucking massive in comparison. Like Jesus Christ. Like I don't do that much negatives, but like I say, with every setup, I need to do more fucking negatives to make it worth it. But it's a solid sole plate. This is the foot I do farps on, so that's why there's not really that much groove in that hoe, because I haven't been doing a lot of farps lately after eating shit on one. So yeah, probably end up skating today and specifically try more farps. Let's see, what else before I get to how I did that shit? Oh, frames. So yeah, like I said, when I got them, I was skating the symmetric frames. I still have them. They'll probably go on a separate shadow setup because I like shadows, and I'm like, if I skate around campus, it's not gonna be that far, and I'll be doing some goofy shit, filming. But yeah, and then plus I got them just fucking laying around. Yeah, I ended up skating them. Bless you. My girlfriend sneezing in the back. So yeah, the symmetric frame is a solid frame. You know, if those of you who haven't rid them or not, they're a great frame for 60mm flat, like skating. Especially for me, like coming from skating at anti-rocker, it's very nice. And like beefy sidewalls and recessed axles, and gotta use 2 axles, but you know, whatever. What, 2 Allen keys, but it's whatever. Like H block is like nice and small. Like I don't need a huge H block. I'm not skating trees or fucking cement pipes or PVC pipes. But yeah, one issue with the frames though, as everyone knows, if you can fucking see it, hood. Like it ends up like warping at UFS bolts. so you gotta use some washers. Like, yeah, it sucks, but you know, nothing in skating is perfect from the factory. Or very rarely. Very rarely. Let's see, what else? I know, let me make sure I'm not a fucking liar. Yeah. Yeah, like the symmetrics actually fit the shadow plate like without modification. Which is why I like skated them for so long on my shadow setup. So they'll probably go back on the shadow setup. Oh, and wheels. Yes, I'm making you wait. I'm making you fucking wait. Deal with it. So yeah, I skated the Webreski wheels, and I was so butthurt Betty because not because I don't like Dustin Webreski skating, but I was still am a huge grommet. I'll make sure that I say this correct, so Briggs doesn't kill me. Eugen Innen had just come out like as soon as I bought these with his 60 millimeters, the undercovers with the new pour. So I am slightly miffed, you know, but not too pissed off. Yeah, I skated these with the symmetric frames, so that's a great setup, and I use my old Bone Swiss ceramics in them. But yeah, now I skate the true god, the true big wheel god, the 72 millimeter ground control big frames with fucking Project Go wheels, 72 millimeter Project Go wheels, and the Eisler Go bearings, and they are nice. And I tried the bigs on the shadows first. This is before I got symmetric frames, I think. Was it after? I think it was before. I want to say it was before I was skating the symmetric frames. But yeah, I like the ability to swivel, and I like the cushioning from so much more urethane. And yeah, the frame just fucking works, dude. Like, granted, yes, it's a bigger H block, but I didn't get them for a bigger H block. I got them because you could fit 72 millimeters. I don't know when the last time I skated a wheel bigger than a 60 since I've been doing tricks. But it is very nice, and it's a smooth ride. And you know, I tell anyone, I'm like, if you want to really, really have more fun skating again, skate the big frames. And I think Kaiser's coming out actually with their own big frame. I saw the picture on Chris Farmer's Instagram. It didn't look like the level 3s I think they had first. I think it's a newer version of the level 3s. I don't even know if they have a name. But yeah, I like ground control. Like, I've been skating ground control for a very long time, since the Featherlight 1s, simply because of the sickle bolts. Like, I dig the sickle bolts in one Allen key tech. It saves a lot of fucking time, and you really don't strip shit down. And once you buy like 2 or 3 frames in your lifetime, you pretty much have extra bolts for days if you only skate ground controls. And I like the way they slide. And now, the piece de resistance. All right, so the buckles. This is the downfall, in my opinion, of Saber skates. Is their damn buckle. So this is from, can we get that focus? Focus, you piece of shit. Come on, do it for daddy. Come on. I think that's focus. It looks focus. You guys can tell me in the comments if it's focus or not. I think it is. But yeah, this was just like a few days of having the skates and skating this fucking buckle. Like, it's metal, it's supposed to be durable, but I fucking thrashed them, man. And it's sad because you spend like, what was it? I think I spent $400 on the boots. Like, it's really sad to like buy a skate and then the buckle just like gets beat to shit so fast. Like, and also one thing I hate about them is the closure. Hate is the perfect word, because when you're taking off the skate, it's a pull. So like, you have to fucking grab it and grip it and rip it to get it off. And that shit can like, and I have long nails, or I tend to paint my nails. I know this is a pretty petty complaint, but it wasn't even damaging my nails. It's just the fact that like a nail could catch, like while you're trying to open up your fucking skates. It seems such an afterthought, like in hindsight, but it's definitely like a make or break thing. It's like, do you want it? Because even when you're like not even fucking get back in there, you piece of shit. Wrong way. Is that the right way? That's the right way. Even when you're like pulling it open, you like fucking just give you the burn on your fucking thumb. Like it's really, and yes, this is a saber part. Let's fucking get the focus going on that shit, motherfucker. Yeah, it is a saber part. So yeah, like that shit fucking blows, like in my opinion. Let's see. Then I went to the tried and true. Everybody should know this if they've been skating long enough. Best buckles, hands down, are goddamn Razors buckles. Cause they're cheap and just fucking work, man. Like I put these some bitches on and it was nice. Like, even like I thrashed this shit, dude. Like, look at that. Like I have beat the shit out of these goddamn focus. Like I beat the shit out of these buckles and like for weeks on end, and they still fucking work, dude. Like it still catches, like right there, hook, hook. Like it still catches and shit, and it's solid snap. Like still holds, and even if you break them, they're fucking cheap, dude. And every shop sells them. Like you can't beat that shit, dude. Like it's awesome. And also for like the release, you hold it open and it go like you hold it open and it just goes the right fucking way, man. Like it's just shout out Razors for making a buckle that's probably been the same design forever in a fucking day. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And yeah, man. Like, but since I'm fancy, you know, I gotta be difficult, right? So I saw Intuition Skate Shop had a decent deal on Valo buckles, and I'm like, oh, I wonder how hard it would be to put those up here. They're just Valo buckles. I didn't fucking know. I didn't realize how long it would take to convert another skate to actually work with them. I found this really old like 240p video on changing Valo buckles, so I like winged it from there. And yeah, so thanks to the help of Casey Wilson, schooling your boy, helping me out. I started with grinding. I think you can see this. This is a 4K video. You'll be able to see this shit. I hope. I believe. I grinded open the receiver piece for the inside of the skate and actually just ran through. Can we get a good shot of that? Can we get a good shot of it for the guys at home? Get a good shot of that. Can we enhance? Can we enhance? Yeah, so the buckle actually catches on the interior of the cuff. So I just ran it through and pulled. For the strap. And for the buckle, it's like any other fucking buckle, dude. Like, you just fucking, it's 2 bolts. That it. That's all you need. It's 2 bolts. Well, excuse me, screws. Screws, bolts, who the fuck cares? I don't know. So yeah, but I had a problem with it coming out over and over again, and Casey came down a month or 2 back and just was like, dude, run a bolt through it. And I'm like, you're a goddamn genius. You're a genius and a fucking saint, my dude. So yeah, that's all I did was I put in a receiver, T-nut, fucking receiver, and ran a bolt through it, and a longer bolt, Allen bolt, Allen screw, whatever you want to call it. And like after like getting it exactly to where I want it on the memory buckle, and bolted it. So now all I do is just put it on, and I hate doing this way because I can't see. Like it works just like a fucking Valo buckle because it's a fucking Valo buckle. Just can't adjust it. It's for me and me only, for the size of my legs. You just put it in, and there you go. It's very nice. It's functional. It's strong. But what I'm actually doing, because I feel like it's in the way, is because I'm not going to be putting I'm not going to be putting the Razor buckles back on here. I'm not going to be putting the Saber buckles, God no, back on here. But I'm going to end up having to change these. Maybe if they get thrashed to shit. But no, what I was saying, there's the loop, the loop. I'm cutting it off. I cut it off on the right skate. Yeah, it's left skate. It's my foot. My left foot. I'm gonna be cutting it off and grinding it down so it's actually like flatter, like a regular ass cuff. And yeah, it should fit way better. So yeah, like I did use the laces and the liners before. While I'm looking at the baller ass wax hockey laces, but I didn't see a significant change for lacing it on these because they're so goddamn thin, dude. Like, if you lace the boot tight, you really don't have to worry about lacing the liners, like, because they just fill it out just right. Like, they knew fucking, what's the boy name? Leon Basin fucking knew when he was designing these. They more than likely were gonna go and save us. So yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's ye old skate breakdown, and I'll probably be changing the laces because I feel like the white is too baller. You know, I got a set of yellow laces, and you may say, oh, the yellow laces may be more baller, but you know, I just gotta do something to match the fucking yellow and the intuition. And yes, I'm a product of the early goddamn 2000s. I'm a product of the early 2000s, and I'm black, so color coordination is key. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I know it's been a long time coming. Hope you enjoy this. As always, if you haven't skated today, skate today. If you can't skate today, skate tomorrow. Peace. Catch them L's, bruh. Catch them L's.